We have a huge, but when I mean huge, I mean a huge problem right now. There is too much plastic everywhere. We have like loads of plastic bottles in our houses. Go around, Forbes. Take a look at every single room you have in your house and count the plastic bottles you're going to throw at the end of the year. And you know what? Even though we put them in the plastic recycling box, like the factories are so overwhelmed with plastic to recycle that they're just gonna throw it out anyways. So we're starting to have like huge islands of plastic, and it's getting ridiculous. Animals are dying, our ecosystem is dying, and we're just over consummating plastic. So I had an idea, maybe to solve all of this, and with the use of a 3D printer, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So stay tuned, I will explain how all of this works. Like I said, there is so much plastic. Everyone is using so much plastic, and we think that just putting it in the recycling box is going to do our part, but it's not. It gets out, it gets accumulated, and then it goes into the ecosystem, and then animals pay for it, for our sins. And people are starting to want to make a difference. But it's not always that easy. So I have an idea called BiNet. And this whole idea with BiNet, before that, will help me conclude a whole analysis with the help of PowerPoint and Excel. So following up in this presentation, I'll basically be explaining what is BiNet, and then I'll give a small market valuation I had the chance to do last weekend over an activity we call the Startup Weekend. So it's basically a competition where you start up an idea, and my team and I won first place. So I'll give you a bit of the market valuation we got out of this, and then explain how Excel and PowerPoint can really help build this idea further on. BiNet, what we'd like to do is basically, we already have all these plastic bottles at home. So instead of buying new ones, throwing them out, you can just rinse them out, bring them back at a local grocery store or a local pharmacist, any convenience store, and we'll be able, with the help of a 3D printer, the details are a little bit more sketchy on that side. I'll have to check perfectly how that would work. Otherwise, we can do like an entrepreneurial project with other students from other schools, and they can build it out. But yeah, basically the whole idea is to bring your own bottles from home and refill them. So like, instead of always getting those small containers over and over again, use the same one and just fill the products you want. And we've been able to partner up with the Produit Le Mieux, which is basically in a Quebec company downtown, and they offer eco-friendly cleaning products as well for body washing, then for just appliances as well. So a variety of choices and all eco-friendly. So this is all helping the idea of making our world a better place. And moreover, this is how it could work. It can go from a customized portion according to your bottle, or we have like the standard like 500 milliliters or a liter. So that would be the main idea of this project. And like I said, the market evaluation we got to do, we called a lot of places, we did some research online, and for just the area of Quebec City, our first customer, basically the early adopters, what we call them in marketing, would be around 8,200 people, because these are basically a number of people in Quebec City who are trying to live with no waste whatsoever. I don't have to see videos of people putting their waste in like a small jar. So that's basically the same idea, and they would be the first adopters for our product. So we're gonna already have a good market for that one. And then we went around just like average students, parents, like we walked around downtown, asked people, hey, we have this idea. How much would you be willing to pay to just fill up your bottle with like eco-friendly products and encourage this type of movement? And people said, I can pay $15, and some people would be, I wouldn't pay more than what I would already pay, for example, at Jean Coutu, like around $4 or $5. So all the answers we've got, we made an average that goes about $8 per liter. And lastly, like I said, we would partner up with Les Produits Le Mieux, and they would be able to give us like from starting point a 30% profit margin. So they would sell us their product at a lower cost for basically the production cost, and we'll be able to sell it back at the market price and make profit out of it. And now, how actually Excel could help us advance this project even more is by using, for example, a sales pivot table. This I thought was an amazing tool where we could just put in the different cities and different convenience stores, the grocery stores that have the aisle where with all the like shampoos and cleaning products, and see how much they're making per sale and who would be interested. So we can put all of these variables and see how it could work in the near future with all the sales we could make out of this. And then there's also from module 11 what could be pretty handy as well if on our side, and just to present to investors who would like to invest more money in our project, just like charts and graphs that explain what is the demand, what can we supply, and add like little spark lines on the side just to make it more dynamic. And then last but not least for PowerPoint, well, this whole presentation was already made out of PowerPoint. I never get tired of it. People say, PowerPoint's starting to get a bit old. They use new tools online like Canvas, Prezi. I prefer PowerPoint a lot more. And this year I learned 3 new things that I thought were really practical and I used a lot since I learned them this semester. The align objects. I would always try to use like the little lines in the middle of the screen to center my stuff. But now knowing I can just align middle and center, lifesaver. Then duplicating. Usually I would always do copy and paste, but then duplicating is just automatically that, so that was a good trick. Then for creating videos, you can now create a video from PowerPoint, which I'm doing right now, and you can also choose the timing at the very end. So I think that was really neat. So PowerPoint and Excel are really great tools for this project. And I just hope that you like our idea for it, and I'll keep you updated if it ever happens in the years to come. Great. So thank you very much for listening.